The unexpected arrival. The Galactic Union, a coalition of over 100 advanced alien species, had maintained a fragile peace for millennia. Its charter forbade direct involvement in any planet's internal affairs, but it enforced strict regulations on interplanetary conflicts. The Union's military, composed of the best warriors from each member species, was unmatched in its power and precision. This delicate balance was disrupted when humanity entered the galactic stage. Discovered by a routine exploration mission, Earth was quickly evaluated and found to be a death world, a planet with a dangerously high level of environmental hostility. Yet, despite the inherent dangers, humanity thrived. Humanity's introduction to the Galactic Union was met with skepticism. They were primitive compared to the advanced civilizations that had joined the Union, and their history was marred with conflicts and wars. The Union's council debated the potential threats and benefits of inducting humans. Ultimately, they decided to allow humanity to join but imposed stringent regulations, particularly on their military involvement. Humans, however, adapted quickly to the advanced technologies and soon became known for their ingenuity and resilience. Their unique perspective on warfare, shaped by their tumultuous history, intrigued many within the Union. This fascination, however, quickly turned to concern when humans began participating in joint military exercises. Commander Zalthor of the Krellin fleet was among the first to witness humanity's unconventional tactics. During a routine training mission, his squad was paired with a human unit led by Captain Sarah Mitchell. The objective was simple: capture a heavily fortified position without incurring heavy casualties. Zalthor expected the humans to follow traditional strategies, focusing on minimizing risks and maximizing efficiency. Instead, he watched in astonishment as Captain Mitchell's team deployed a series of maneuvers that defied conventional logic. They used the terrain to their advantage, set up ambushes, and executed feints that left their opponents bewildered. Zalthor's forces, despite their superior technology, struggled to keep up with the unpredictability of the human soldiers. "What is this madness?" Zalthor muttered as he watched the humans take the objective with minimal losses. He couldn't deny their effectiveness, but their methods seemed reckless and chaotic. After the exercise, Zalthor approached Captain Mitchell. "Your tactics are unorthodox," he said, trying to mask his bewilderment. Captain Mitchell grinned. "Adapt and overcome, Commander. That's what we do." Word of humanity's success spread rapidly, earning them both admiration and apprehension. Their ability to think outside the box and adapt to rapidly changing situations was unparalleled. Yet, this unpredictability made many within the Union uneasy. Discussions about imposing further restrictions on human military involvement began to surface. Despite these concerns, humanity continued to prove their worth in various roles within the Galactic Union. They excelled in diplomacy, engineering, and scientific research. Their creativity and resourcefulness brought fresh perspectives that benefited the entire Union. However, their military prowess remained a contentious issue. The tipping point came during the Siege of Narthros, a critical battle against the Zarnax, a ruthless species bent on galactic domination. The Galactic Union's forces were struggling to hold the line, their advanced strategies and technologies proving insufficient against the Zarnax's sheer numbers and brutality. In desperation, the Council authorized a human-led task force to assist. Captain Mitchell was chosen to lead the mission. Her team, now seasoned veterans of numerous joint operations, prepared for what seemed like an impossible task. The odds were stacked against them, but Mitchell's unwavering determination inspired confidence. As the battle raged on, the humans once again demonstrated their unique approach to warfare. They exploited every weakness in the Zarnax's tactics, used unconventional weapons, and coordinated with other species in ways previously thought impossible. Their presence turned the tide of the battle, ultimately leading to a hard-fought victory. However, the aftermath of the Siege of Narthros raised alarming questions. The human methods, while effective, left a trail of devastation. Their willingness to take extreme risks and push boundaries resulted in significant collateral damage. The Council, while grateful for the victory, could not ignore the potential dangers of human involvement in future conflicts. In a historic meeting, the Galactic Union Council convened to discuss the implications. Representatives from various species voiced their concerns, highlighting the unpredictability and destructiveness of human tactics. Despite their undeniable contributions, it became clear that allowing humans to participate in galactic wars posed too great a risk. The decision was made. Humanity would be banned from direct involvement in any future Galactic Union military operations. They would still be valued members, contributing in non-military capacities, but their participation in warfare would be strictly prohibited. Captain Mitchell and her team, hailed as heroes by some and viewed with suspicion by others, returned to Earth. The ban was a bitter pill to swallow, but humanity's resilience and adaptability meant they would find new ways to contribute to the Galactic Union. In the years that followed, the real reason behind the ban became a subject of much speculation and debate. Some believed it was a fear of humanity's potential to dominate, while others thought it was a genuine concern for the safety and stability of the galaxy. Whatever the reason, one thing was clear: humanity's impact on the galactic stage was far from over. Echoes of the past. Life on Earth had returned to a semblance of normalcy following the ban. Despite their military exclusion, humans continued to contribute to the Galactic Union through diplomacy, science, and cultural exchange. Earth had become a vibrant hub for interspecies cooperation, and humans were recognized for their creativity and problem-solving skills. However, the echoes of their military prowess remained. Captain Sarah Mitchell, now a retired officer, found herself frequently visited by members of the Galactic Union, seeking her insight on various matters. Her reputation as a brilliant strategist had not faded, and her insights were still highly valued, even if she could no longer lead troops into battle. One such visitor was Ambassador Ralak, a diplomat from the Vrelian species. The Vrelians were known for their wisdom and diplomatic skills, and Ralak was no exception. He arrived at Mitchell's modest home, bearing a request that would reignite the controversial topic of human military involvement. Captain Mitchell, Ralak began, after the customary greetings, "I come to you with a matter of great importance. The Council is facing a dilemma, and we believe your unique perspective could be invaluable." Mitchell raised an eyebrow. "I thought the Council had made it clear that humans are to be kept out of military matters." Ralak nodded. "That is true, but this situation is different. We are not asking for military intervention. We seek your strategic mind." Intrigued, Mitchell gestured for Ralak to continue. He explained that a new threat had emerged on the edges of Union space. The Draugr, a previously unknown species, had launched a series of devastating attacks on remote colonies. Unlike the Zarnax, the Draugr employed guerrilla tactics, striking swiftly and disappearing before any effective countermeasure could be taken. The Galactic Union's forces were struggling to adapt to this new type of warfare. Their traditional strategies were proving ineffective, and the Council was desperate for a solution that didn't involve violating the ban on human military involvement. "We need your advice, Captain," Ralak said earnestly. "Your strategies could help us devise a plan to counter the Draugr without direct human involvement." Mitchell leaned back in her chair, contemplating the request. The Council's decision had been made to protect the galaxy from the chaos that human tactics could unleash, but now they sought those very tactics to save their people. It was a bitter irony, but Mitchell couldn't deny the pull of duty and the desire to help those in need. "All right," she said finally, "I'll help. But understand this. My strategies are born from our history of conflict. They're not always pretty, but they work." Ralak nodded solemnly. "We understand, Captain. We trust your judgment." Over the following weeks, Mitchell worked closely with Ralak and a select group of Union military advisors. She studied the Draugrs' tactics, analyzing patterns and identifying potential weaknesses. Her mind, honed by years of combat experience, quickly devised a series of counter-strategies. One of her key recommendations was to employ decentralized command structures, allowing individual units more autonomy to adapt to rapidly changing situations. This approach mirrored the flexibility that had made human forces so effective, but applied it within the framework of the Union's military protocols. She also suggested using misinformation and psychological warfare to disrupt the Draugrs' coordination. By feeding false intelligence and creating the illusion of vulnerability, they could lure the Draugr into traps and ambushes. The Union's forces, initially skeptical of these unconventional methods, gradually came to appreciate their effectiveness. As they implemented Mitchell's strategies, the tide began to turn. The Draugr, unprepared for such adaptive and deceptive tactics, started to suffer significant losses. While the Union celebrated their newfound success, whispers of discontent began to spread. Some feared that relying on human strategies, even indirectly, was a dangerous precedent. They argued that it could lead to further erosion of the ban and potentially unleash the very chaos the Council had sought to prevent. Amid these tensions, a new crisis emerged. The Draugr, desperate and cornered, launched a daring raid on a key Union outpost, capturing several high-ranking officials. The Council, realizing the severity of the situation, faced a difficult decision: continue to adhere to the ban or request direct human intervention to rescue their leaders. The debate was fierce. Some members argued that breaking the ban would undermine the Union's principles and lead to further instability. Others contended that the lives of their leaders were worth any cost, even if it meant involving humans in a military capacity once more. In the end, a compromise was reached. A small, covert team of human operatives would be dispatched to coordinate the rescue mission, working alongside the Union's forces. The mission would be conducted under strict secrecy to avoid setting a public precedent. Captain Mitchell, despite her retirement, was called upon to lead the operation. She assembled a team of elite soldiers, each chosen for their skill and loyalty. The stakes were higher than ever, and failure was not an option. As they prepared for the mission, Mitchell felt the weight of the galaxy's expectations on her shoulders. The success or failure of this operation could determine the future of humanity's role in the Galactic Union. But she also knew that the lives of their leaders hung in the balance, and she would do whatever it took to save them. The team infiltrated the Draugr stronghold with precision and stealth. Using the strategies that had made humans both feared and respected, they navigated the labyrinthine structure, neutralizing threats and rescuing the hostages. The mission was a success, and the leaders were brought back safely. The Council, relieved and grateful, faced the reality that humanity's military exclusion might not be as clear-cut as they had hoped. The real reason behind the ban was not just about the potential for chaos, but the undeniable fact that humans brought something unique to the table, something the galaxy could not afford to ignore. As Captain Mitchell and her team returned to Earth, the Council convened once more to reassess the situation. The debate about humanity's role in galactic warfare was far from over, and the next chapter in this ongoing saga was just beginning. Shifting alliances. The successful rescue operations spearheaded by Captain Mitchell's team sent ripples throughout the Galactic Union. The decision to covertly involve human military operatives had saved lives, but also reopened the contentious debate about humanity's role in galactic warfare. The Council was at a crossroads, torn between maintaining their principles and acknowledging the undeniable value of human tactics. Captain Mitchell, back on Earth, resumed her life of semi-retirement but remained acutely aware of the ongoing discussions. Her team, now hailed as heroes by some and viewed with suspicion by others, continued their training, ever ready for another call to action. Meanwhile, on the Union's capital planet of Zyril, the Council's chambers buzzed with tension. The Draugr threat had not been entirely neutralized, and reports of their regrouping and planning another major offensive surfaced. The Union's forces, despite recent successes, remained on edge. Ambassador Ralak, who had sought Mitchell's help, found himself in the midst of intense debates. The council was deeply divided. Some members, like Ralak, saw the necessity of integrating human strategies into their defense plans, while others feared the long-term implications of such a move. The Draugr are unlike any foe we faced, Ralak argued passionately. Our conventional methods have failed. We need the humans' unique approach to ensure our survival. High Counselor Thelax, a staunch opponent of human military involvement, countered, relying on humans sets a dangerous precedent. Their unpredictability and propensity for collateral damage could lead to greater chaos. We must find another way. As the council deliberated, a series of unexpected events began to unfold. The Vrelians, traditionally a peaceful and diplomatic species, had suffered significant losses during the Draugr attacks. Their leader, Supreme Ambassador Lyria, decided to take matters into her own hands. She approached Captain Mitchell directly, bypassing the formal channels. Lyria's arrival on Earth was met with both curiosity and concern. Her visit was unprecedented, and it underscored the severity of the situation. She requested a private meeting with Mitchell, which was promptly arranged. Captain Mitchell, Lyria began, her voice tinged with desperation, "My people are suffering. We cannot afford to wait for the council to reach a consensus. I need your help." Mitchell studied Lyria's face, noting the determination and fear. "What exactly are you asking, Ambassador?" "I need you to train my forces," Lyria replied. "Teach us your strategies, your methods. We must be able to defend ourselves against the Draugr." Mitchell considered the request carefully. Training the Vrelians in human tactics could provide a significant advantage, but it also risked further complicating the already delicate political landscape. Nevertheless, she couldn't ignore Lyria's plea. "Very well," Mitchell agreed. "I'll train your forces, but this must be done discreetly. If the council finds out, it could create a political storm." Lyria nodded. "I understand. We'll be careful." Over the next several weeks, Mitchell and a select group of her team traveled to the Vrelian homeworld, Velara, to begin the training program. The Vrelians, though inexperienced in warfare, quickly absorbed the new tactics. Their natural agility and strategic thinking made them adept students. The training sessions were intense, focusing on guerrilla tactics, psychological warfare, and adaptive strategies. Mitchell emphasized the importance of flexibility and innovation, principles that had served humanity well in countless conflicts. As the Vrelian forces grew stronger and more confident, word of their newfound capabilities began to spread. Despite efforts to keep the training secret, rumors reached the ears of several council members. High Counselor Thelax, in particular, was incensed by the revelation. "This is an affront to our authority," Thelax declared during a heated council session. "The Vrelians have overstepped their bounds, and the humans have violated the spirit of the ban." Ambassador Ralak, now fully supportive of Mitchell's methods, defended the actions. "The Vrelians acted out of necessity. We should commend their initiative rather than condemn it. The Draugr threat requires all of us to adapt and evolve." The council remained divided, with factions forming around the issue. Meanwhile, the Draugr, unaware of the growing capabilities of the Vrelians, launched their anticipated offensive. This time, however, they were met with unexpected resistance. The Vrelian forces, trained by Mitchell, employed their new tactics with precision and effectiveness. They set traps, executed ambushes, and used misinformation to confuse and demoralize the Draugr. The tide of battle turned dramatically, and the Vrelians secured a decisive victory. News of the Vrelian triumph spread quickly, and the council was forced to confront the reality of human tactics' effectiveness. High Counselor Thelax, though still wary, had to acknowledge the results. "This victory does not absolve the humans or the Vrelians of their actions," Thelax stated. But it does show that we need to rethink our approach to warfare. Supreme Ambassador Lyria addressed the council, her voice calm but firm. The Vrelians acted to protect our people and the Union. We stand by our decision, and the results speak for themselves. It is time to reconsider the ban on human military involvement. The Council, now faced with undeniable evidence of the benefits of human strategies, began to shift their stance. They initiated discussions on how to integrate human tactics into the Union's military doctrine without compromising their principles. Captain Mitchell, back on Earth, received a message from Ambassador Ralak. The Council had decided to lift the ban on human military involvement under strict guidelines and oversight. Humans would be allowed to contribute their expertise, but their actions would be closely monitored to prevent unnecessary risks and collateral damage. Mitchell couldn't help but smile at the news. Humanity's unique approach to warfare had once again proven its worth, and the galaxy was beginning to understand the real reason humans were initially banned. It wasn't just about the potential for chaos. It was about the power of adaptability, innovation, and resilience that humans brought to the table. As the Galactic Union adapted to this new reality, the legacy of Captain Sarah Mitchell and her team would be remembered as a turning point. Humanity's role in galactic warfare had been redefined, and their contributions would continue to shape the future of the Union. The real reason humans were banned from galactic war had been exposed, not because of their unpredictability or potential for destruction, but because their unconventional approach could tip the balance of power in ways the galaxy had never seen before. And now, that very approach was seen as the key to securing peace and stability in an ever-changing universe. A new dawn. Captain Sarah Mitchell gazed out over the vast expanse of stars from the observation deck of the Galactic Union's new Central Command Station. The station, named Unity, symbolized the integration of diverse species and their collective efforts to secure a peaceful galaxy. The recent shift in policy had led to the formation of a new division within the Union's military, the Strategic Innovation Corps, dedicated to harnessing unconventional tactics and strategies from all member species. Mitchell had been appointed as the head advisor to this new division, a role that recognized her contributions and offered her the chance to shape the future of galactic defense. The Council's decision to lift the ban on human military involvement, albeit under strict regulations, was a testament to the value of human ingenuity and resilience. As she pondered the journey that had led to this moment, a familiar voice interrupted her thoughts. "Captain Mitchell, they're ready for you," said Ambassador Ralak, who had become a close ally and friend during the tumultuous period. Mitchell nodded, giving the stars one last look before turning to follow Ralak. They walked through the bustling corridors of Unity, passing representatives from countless species working together in harmony. The atmosphere was charged with a sense of purpose and optimism that had been absent during the dark days of the Drawer threat. The meeting room was filled with high-ranking officials, military leaders, and diplomats from across the Galactic Union. At the head of the table sat High Counselor Thelax, whose stern expression had softened over time. The once staunch opponent of human involvement now recognized the necessity of embracing change for the greater good. "Ladies and gentlemen," Thelax began, "we are here today to finalize the structure and objectives of the Strategic Innovation Corps. Captain Mitchell, your insights and leadership have been instrumental in guiding us to this point. We look forward to your recommendations." Mitchell took a deep breath, stepping forward to address the assembly. "Thank you, High Counselor Thelax. The formation of the Strategic Innovation Corps represents a pivotal moment in our history. Our goal is to blend the best strategies from all member species, creating a defense force that can adapt to any threat we may face." She outlined her vision for the division, emphasizing collaboration, flexibility, and the importance of unconventional thinking. Her proposals included joint training programs, interspecies tactical units, and a focus on research and development to stay ahead of emerging threats. As she spoke, The room was filled with nods of agreement and murmurs of approval. The lessons learned from the Droll conflict and the Vrelian training had not been forgotten. The galaxy had come to understand that unity and diversity were their greatest strengths. After the meeting, Mitchell was approached by Supreme Ambassador Luria. "Captain, your leadership has inspired us all. The Vrelians owe you a great debt, and we are honored to continue working alongside you." Mitchell smiled warmly. "The honor is mine, Ambassador. Together, we can build a future where the Galactic Union stands as a beacon of peace and strength." As the days turned into weeks, the Strategic Innovation Corps began to take shape. Mitchell and her team traveled to various planets, conducting training sessions and sharing their knowledge. They faced challenges and skepticism, but their results spoke for themselves. The Union's forces became more agile, resourceful, and prepared for any eventuality. The Drolga, realizing their tactics were no longer effective, retreated to their home systems, seeking peace negotiations. The Union, now confident in their ability to handle any threat, extended a hand of diplomacy. The Drolga, witnessing the unity and strength of the Galactic Union, agreed to a ceasefire and eventual peace talks. The galaxy entered a new era of cooperation and mutual respect. The once fractured council now stood united in their mission to protect and preserve the peace they had fought so hard to achieve. The Strategic Innovation Corps became a symbol of what was possible when different species worked together, embracing their unique strengths and perspectives. Captain Sarah Mitchell, now a revered figure across the galaxy, continued to guide and inspire future generations. Her legacy was not one of war, but of unity and innovation. The real reason humans had been banned from galactic war had ultimately become the reason for their acceptance and integration. In the end, it was not fear or chaos that defined humanity's role in the Galactic Union, but their ability to adapt, innovate, and inspire. The stars, once a vast and uncertain frontier, now held the promise of a brighter, united future for all. As Mitchell looked out into the night sky once more, she felt a profound sense of hope. The galaxy had changed, and so had humanity's place within it. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, stronger and more united than ever before. And thus, the story of humanity's journey from isolation to integral members of the Galactic Union came to a close, marking the dawn of a new chapter in the annals of the cosmos.